The Senate just released its updated version of the One Big Beautiful Bill, and there are some pretty big changes in there for the solar tax credit. So let's talk about what those changes are from what the House had originally proposed. So if you didn't know, there are two versions of the tax credit. There's Section 25D, that's for owned systems, people who bought it via cash and loan, and there's 48E for commercial systems, and also that credit was used by leases and solar PPAs. So for Section 25D for the owned systems, the original House version of the bill had this set to expire at the end of 2025. So it means that any system that was installed after December 31st, 2025 would get no credit. There's no phase down, anything like that. In the new Senate version of the bill, they've shortened the time frame to say that anything that would be installed within 180 days or 6 months of enactment would no longer get the credit. So they really took a heavily anti-ownership approach to this bill. Now, it's unclear at this point if that means that a project has to be fully installed within that 6-month period or if it just has to be completely paid for. But either way, at the end of that 6-month period, no credit, whether that's at the end of 2025 or sometime before. It's going to depend on when this bill passes. Now, for Section 48E, originally the House bill had an ineligibility clause for solar leases, meaning they weren't eligible, but there was a 60-day construction window, which meant that if a project was installed within 60 days of the bill being passed and enacted, it could still take the credit. The Senate version of this bill actually removes that entirely and singles out residential solar leases specifically, saying that they are no longer eligible for tax credit under Section 48E. So essentially, this bill is going to absolutely kill residential solar leases immediately. There's no window, no walk down, anything like that. For the commercial credit, though, they did introduce a phase down. So as opposed to that just going away entirely, it would phase down over a 3-year period. Right now, that commercial credit is at 30%. And with this new Senate amendment, they would set that at 60% of the value in 2026, which means it would be an 18% tax credit, and then 20% of its credit, meaning a 6% tax credit for 2027, with the credit going away entirely for a project in 2028. So we're not looking at a very long runway for any of the solar tax credits, in a lot of cases going away very, very quickly. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. This version of the bill and the original version from the House would have massive impacts on the solar industry and definitely going to cost the U.S. solar industry some jobs in both installation and in manufacturing as well. But will solar go away entirely? The answer to that is a resounding no. Look, solar is at its core still a cheaper form of energy that is more resilient and significantly easier and faster to deploy in mass than any other form of energy out there. Solar still has an incredibly strong value proposition for homeowners, but the removal of these tax credits is going to make it harder for that mass adoption. So in order to thrive through all of this and to survive the coming changes, solar companies need adaptability. We've been saying this on this channel already, and we will continue to say it. You can survive and you can still continue to be successful as a business as long as you're able to adapt. You diversify your business with other options and other revenue streams and lean more heavily into value. For a long time, solar has focused a lot on just a low monthly payment. But if we position ourselves more pitching value to homeowners and showing them that the investment they're making in their energy security and energy future for their home is that it's a long-term investment that will pay them dividends, solar still makes sense. So while this may have some short-term hurdles here, solar is going to continue to be here for those businesses that are willing to adapt and overcome in those challenges. This is obviously a very fluid moment and there's a lot of changes happening. So stay tuned to the channel and check in for more updates as things come on and we'll publish more information. But you can learn more about this and contact your senators if you check out some of the links in the video description. If you haven't already, it's a great time to reach out to your representatives because this bill, as of right now, has still not passed through the Senate. So it does still have some time to maybe make some changes. And you can learn more about Solar Insure as well with the video description here. We are here as a partner for you to help you through these challenging times and can help you add value to your homeowners and to your business.